Sayaka, hi. I'm watching Japanese television right now. Now, I like nothing better than to run off, jump on a plane, and go to your country and look for you. But I cannot do that. Okay? Okay. If I thought it would work, I would spend the money. I mean, I'm not rich, but I would spend that money, but like $4,000 plane fare. For me and my wife, right? But I cannot do it, Look, nobody believes what I'm about to say, but I can be reached apparently anywhere in the world as a target of these weapons, which made me so sick I could hardly walk when I was trying to meet you at the Midtown Tower building. Whether you were going there or not, you probably were, which is why I got so massively hit by the weapon that made me so sick I could hardly walk. I was so nauseous, okay? I've made this recording in several videos talking about this, but I don't know. I don't think anybody believes a word of this. As I've said, I got plenty of scientific proof that this thing is real from sheet metal experiments I've conducted, okay, while driving and everything. It all started out in Colorado. My wife and I were trying to live out there. And, well, it's not just the weapons. These are, I gotta say, this is the intelligence community, okay? Who's involved, I don't know, okay? But every single thing I do is gamed. Look, we went over there to your country. The last trip we went, I got a notebook here with notes that I took. Here's the guest house. Okay, I think this is the name of the place. And we get there, and I worked it out. It was like $47 a night for a week, and okay. First of all, it was really a real test for us to get into that place. Okay, me and my wife. We finally got in there, and we had an experience like what happens in the movie. What's the name of that thing? The guy has a whole town and a whole 24-hour television program devoted to watching him throughout his life. It's on 24 hours a day. What the hell's the name of that? I'm never able to remember that. Anyway, he's trying to escape from this life where he doesn't know that he's the main character of this very popular 24-hour program. He doesn't even know he's in this program. He thinks he's in reality, and he's not, right? And so he's trying to escape, and he gets to a point where, this fake obstacle's going to be put in his way. They're telling him, there's a fire up ahead, and so he says, okay, well, thanks for telling me. And the guy says, you bet, Truman, his name is Truman. It's called The Truman Show. He says, you bet, Truman, or something like that. He said, my God, the guy knows my name as he's figuring it out, right? Well, we're at this guest house, okay? And we're going to go get room get a room there. The room we're supposed to have, we go in there, there's no sheets on the bed. It's a mess, you know. We think, my God, you know, what's going on here? So I knock on another door, just thinking, maybe I got the wrong room. I was going to go in another room, and there's a woman in there, and she comes out, she's going to help us and all. So we're talking to her for a while, and then she says to me, just like in that movie, she says, tell Sung that, Sung is my wife's name from like a decade ago before she changed it. It's nowhere written anywhere on anything with us. We never told this woman that her name was Sung, right? So what does that mean? It means everywhere we're going, we're gamed by the intelligence community. We can't go anywhere that they're not screwing everything up, okay? So it's not just this weapon, which probably that day we were going to meet at Midtown Tower, you were on your way, so they just massively hit me with that thing, and I was so sick, as I've described. I was so sick that day that I'm walking. I got to the meeting point. I said, "We'll meet you at 3:00 at your favorite spot." And you know, we got to that place like 11 in the morning, and then I just had to try to find something to do till 3. And the whole time, these folks were just an overwhelming response to keeping me from meeting you is what they were doing. You notice that the United States often says it makes an overwhelming response to its enemies, right? Well, I get this overwhelming response, and so I'm so sick that while I'm walking along that highway there, up to the Midtown Tower Park, I'm walking like this slow. I got my cane, and I got to stop by a tree and start retching. Like that, I'm sick. And by the time we get to the meeting place, you know, I'm just hardly able to walk. I feel like I'm going to throw up all over the park. And there's people are all dressed in their Sunday best, enjoying that park and all. And this big, tall American wearing a NASA jacket that I told you I'd be wearing. I said, look, this big, tall American drunk threw up all over our park. Well, I'm sensitive about that, and I don't like to throw up. I was so sick. I sat down, I looked at my watch. I sat there for 2 minutes. That's all I could do. Then I got up, and I slowly walked out of there. Just slow. That's how sick I was. I got to the metro. Where's the bathroom? I somehow let the guy know. I don't know if I paid or I don't know. I don't remember to get in there. When I get into the handicapped bathroom, I kneel down on the floor like this. I grab a trash can and I'm there retching for like 15 minutes. Now, where else do I do? I did that because I got a case of nerves. I've got severe mental disease. No, that's not. I don't have nothing of the kind. I was retching for like 15 minutes. So, you know, just heaving, incredibly. Nothing came out, but it was horrific, and that's what I got to deal with, okay? So, I told you, you know, the first time I went there, right, to your country to look for you, right before the plane lands, they give me a sandwich, a cheese sandwich. You know, like right before the plane lands, you know. So I eat the cheese sandwich, and as I'm walking off the plane, suddenly water starts pouring out of my derriere, like that. Like, have you ever taken a Fleet's enema? Have you ever had a colonoscopy? When you have a colonoscopy, in the United States I've had 2, you got to drink a gallon of water, at least you did. And you drink a gallon of water, by the time you're done with that, you're like sick drinking that water. But after that, the last thing you do is take a Fleet's enema, and man, the water just gushes out of you like you turn a water faucet on full. Okay, well, I'm going into Haneda Airport, first time in my life. I don't know your language. I don't know how to read it. I don't know how to speak it. I don't know a single word of it. I don't know anything about Tokyo. I know nothing about Japan. I don't have a map, guidebook, or anything at all. And I don't even have internet on my phone. I have no internet. So I go into I'm looking for you. I figure, I'm going to find you one way or another. And I go into the customs, and there's like saying, okay, boarding pass or whatever. And as soon as I meet eyes with whoever's talking to me, water, okay, coming out of me into my pants. Okay? That's because I'm severely mentally diseased and I was having a case of, no, that's not what it was. It means somebody poisoned that cheese sandwich. That's what that meant. And they made a laxative out of it. So I'm going through customs in this strange country. I don't have a friend in the world. I don't know anybody in Japan. There's nobody I can call if I need help or anything. And here I am. I'm supposed to be crazy as a hoot owl. And I'm facing these people who are very serious. It's customs, right? And every time I have the slightest interaction with anybody, whoosh, into my pants. So I'm just keeping a straight face and going through with it. And I made it through customs, went to a bathroom and changed clothes. Well, these things are happening because I'm severely mentally diseased. No, that's not why they're happening. I'm being dogged by the intelligence community, so I cannot get to you. I've been telling you, I cannot do it. I love to, but I can't. By now I say I can't. So once again, to sum up, it's not just these people got me gamed. They're listening in on my phone. They're listening in my house. They're going to regulate what channels I get on the TV, whether I got to click the thing 2 or 3 times to get it started, even down to the microwave. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it'll work. Everything is gamed, everything down to minutiae. This is microcosmic harassment, and it's not only in my own house, everywhere I go, in the car, everywhere. They're going to follow me down the road. If they want, they can make me sick in the stomach or whatever. They can make me hardly able to walk. Okay, because they're going to focus that stream of energy, whatever it is, on the pinched nerves at the base of my spine. So I'm hardly able to even walk. Okay, so that's what I'm up against. So I figure, okay, you got to get to me because I cannot get to you. So if you mean the things you've been saying, you're going to have to find a way to get to me because I cannot get to you. As much as I'd like to, I can't. I simply can't. And that's all. Okay, now people don't understand. Well, I'm going through this again as best I can to try to explain myself. Let me think before I sign off here if there's anything more I want to say. Hold on a second. There's kind of a joke in the United States where you say something like, the government is doing this or that to me, right? The government, huh? Well, you know what that is? That's this intelligence community. They've created this hideout for themselves by mocking those who want to accuse them this way. But this idea that the government is bothering folks at times, it's real. It's real. It's not a joke. The government, if that's what you want to call it, does these things to the citizens of the United States sometimes. Let me put this on pause just 1 second here. Okay, let me finish up with this. Okay, the Oedipus story, right? Oedipus, the king in the first novel. There, not a novel in the first drama from ancient Greece. Oedipus tries to escape this fate. He's been said is going to be his, but he can't escape that fate. Even while trying to escape the fate, he lives out that fate. And what he ends up doing is tearing out his eyes in anguish at the things he's done, and he goes into the wilderness and wanders off. Well, in this play, the next play, I guess, it's Oedipus at Colonus, okay? He's an old man. He's living out in the wilderness, right? Well, the people of Thebes there, they find that they need to know something from him. God knows what it was. And so they go out to Oedipus. They find him and they say, hey, we need your help. He says, look, you need my help, huh? I'm an old man. I've been living out here in this tragedy, and now you're going to come to me and say you need me, huh? He says, no. No, I'm not going to help. Get the hell out of here. Okay, so this is a myth in Western civilization, okay? Okay? It's telling us that if we end up in a situation kind of like Oedipus, that's what we should do. We should do what he did. Somebody shows that much disdain for you that you tear your eyes out, wander in anguish into old age. No one does a thing for you or gives a damn about you, and then suddenly they need something from you. They're going to come and ask you for something. What do? You do what he did. You say, get the hell out of here. Okay? Well, if that is something like what's happening to me now in my life, I have my model there to teach me that the United States gets nothing from me after what it's put me through here, the injustices I've suffered. Now, I'm quite serious that I want to leave the United States. I've shown that by trying to get Italian citizenship and the rest of it. My video after video entitled Escape from the United States. I can't be more clear, okay? So, what more can I say? I can't do it right now. This doesn't mean I'm going to give up, but as far as you and I go, if you can't get to me, then this is, what I've been calling this is, it's an aborted Romeo and Juliet love affair. It's an aborted one. Never even got started. It got aborted. It was conceived by you and me, but it was aborted. Or it was, let's say it's a miscarriage. It was, a miscarriage is a birth way before anything that can live is gonna result. Okay, whatever you want to say, an abortion, miscarriage, whatever. And that's what we got. So that's all. We just have to live with that. It didn't happen because we couldn't get to each other. That's all. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to give up, but I'm just saying if it doesn't happen, that's what we got, and we won't be the first to go through something like that. I'm going to hold on to the dream, but I'm telling you, realistically, I cannot do it. What more can I say? So I'm here. I guess you know where I am. Okay? And you should have all my contact information and everything. So here I am. That's all. As I say, I can't go anywhere. I'm gamed everywhere. I can't go anywhere. I can't go to your country, get a job, or I can't do any of those things. Okay, so if we're going to get together, you got to come here. Bye for now. Footnote. Sayaka, the night that they came and arrested me like a dissident in the former Soviet Union, no explanation, no warning, no cause, no reason, no justification. When they were going to take me in the hospital where I was born, calling those hospitals now mental prisons, I refused to walk, so they dragged me, okay? And my shoes came off. Well, I just noticed for the first time, while watching the clip from The Deer Hunter, where Stanley's trying to borrow a pair of boots from Michael, and Michael says no.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, let me borrow your spares, huh? Your extra pair? No, Stan.
He says no, no means no. And Stanley throws those boots at Michael. Well, after I got done in that hospital where I was born, I refused to talk to anybody, I refused to say a word or even move a muscle. They dragged me back out of there, back to a police car. And when they threw me in the back of the police car, they threw my shoes at me. Like that in the movie there, where Stanley throws those boots at Michael. They threw my shoes at me. Dad. I just remembered that when I was watching that clip, because in that model we have on saying no, like that particular part of the model, he's saying no about a pair of boots, and he means it. Now, I've been saying the United States out of line and wrecked my life with lies and false accusations. Such severe punishments, they included radiation poisoning, I'm saying, and far worse across the years, or I don't know whether you can say far worse. Just a lifetime lost to this, okay? And I can't say no. Yeah, I can.
Shut up. Take Michael's goddamn boots and shut up. Otherwise, I'm going home. I'm going with you. Hey, Starch.